Can we please ask for you to kindly take your seats? We would like to remind you again to switch off all mobile phones and put electronic devices to silent mode. Thank you for your cooperation.
尊敬的各位来宾，本次会议即将开始，请您尽快就座，并将手机等通讯设备关闭或置于静音状态。谢谢您的合作。
Ladies and gentlemen, the event will begin shortly. Can we please ask for you to kindly take your seats? We would like to remind you again to switch off all mobile phones and put electronic devices to silent mode. Thank you for your cooperation.
要么现在。
Okay, thank you, Anne, Professor Anne, for your nice words, and I'm looking forward to silenced.
Ừ.
尊敬的各位来宾，本次会议即将开始，请您尽快就座，并将手机等通讯设备关闭或置于静音状态。谢谢您的合作。
Ladies and gentlemen, the event will begin shortly. Can we please ask for you to kindly take your seats? We would like to remind you again to switch off all mobile phones and put electronic devices to silent mode. Thank you for your cooperation.
各位来宾，下午好，欢迎来到2021年海洋合作与治理论坛。接下来，请大家聆听来自斯里兰卡外交秘书 Amira Jayanath Colombage 的主旨演讲。有请主持人清华大学战略与安全研究中心中国论坛执委兼秘书长张丽蓉老师。有请。
大家下午好，很荣幸主持今天的主旨演讲会。今天我们请到的嘉宾是斯里兰卡外交秘书贾亚纳斯·科伦贝格海军上将。科伦贝格先生曾经在斯里兰卡海军服役36年，于2014年在第18任海军司令的岗位上退役。他曾经因为在海军服役当中的杰出表现和英勇，受到表彰并荣获勋章。他毕业于印度国防学院和英国皇家国防学院，拥有斯里兰卡国防大学的博士学位。他同时还是斯里兰卡指挥参谋学院和伦敦国王学院的双学士。他在斯里兰卡哥伦布大学、国防大学、国防指挥与参谋学院，还有班达纳赖克国际问题研究中心和班达纳赖克外交学院做客座讲师。他还曾经担任过斯里兰卡国家安全研究所的所长，他也是伦敦航海学院的会员。他还曾经在印度、巴基斯坦、孟加拉、日本等一些重要的大学和研究机构做过客座讲师。 它的职衔很多，和中国有关的，他是四川大学、乐山师范大学的客座教授，也是中国南海研究院的兼职教授。今天我们很高兴请到他。Hello, Admiral. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you
That
very
was
well.
a short introduction of you. We are very honored to have you today here to speak to us. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Ni hao, Shao Shan hao. I'm happy to be with you with the organization National Institute of South China Sea invited me to be a part of this event, and I'm delighted to be here. My topic today is Belt and Road Initiative and the ocean governance. So let me begin with two questions. My question number one is, how do we, the littoral countries in the Indian Ocean, see the Belt and Road Initiative? Now, the answer to that question is, we see this as a maritime connectivity related infrastructure enhancement project. Then the question number two is, do we need such a mega connectivity project across the ocean? Well, I would say the answer is yes, we need such a great connectivity project. Indian Ocean needs one, the world needs one, littoral countries like Sri Lanka needs one like the Belt and Road Initiative. Now we do see the Belt and Road Initiative as enhancing maritime connectivity and creating multilateral approach to global connectivity. And also we see the Belt and Road Initiative as a global supply chain connectivity and also brand new trading and transporting corridors, creation of brand new global transporting corridors through the Belt and Road Initiative. And we also believe that the Belt and Road Initiative will develop hard and soft infrastructure, whether it is new ports, new roads, new railroads, telecommunication, cyber technology. Now we know that there are 138 countries on board or join the Belt and Road Initiative, either across the land or the ocean. And there are a large number of non-state actors like the private entities who are joining the Belt and Road Initiative and trying to benefit from the Belt and Road Initiative. Now also the BRI, we see that it is addressing a long-felt development need and aspiration of many countries in the region. Now here we have an opportunity to be part of a shipping network, to part of a global supply chain network, and for common prosperity and a win-win situation. So ladies and gentlemen, in this backdrop, I have to talk something about the South Asian region in the Indian Ocean. Now, we all, when we refer to the Indian Ocean, we use three figures to describe the importance of Indian Ocean in maritime trade. There we say the Indian Ocean accounts for 50% of world containers, 72% of world energy, and 35% of world bulk cargo are transported across the Indian Ocean. But we need to ask the question, how much of this is within the Indian Ocean littorals, within the Indian Ocean region countries? But unfortunately, the answer is very little. You know, Indian Ocean is catering to the world, but Indian Ocean is not really supporting the trade within the Indian Ocean region. Why is that so? Why aren't we connected sufficiently across the ocean in the ocean trade? The answer is that we don't have quality maritime related infrastructure. This is a very simple answer. We know if you take South Asia in the Indian Ocean, only less than 5% of our combined GDP is economically integrated. Now, this is a region with a very heavy population, but we are not economically integrated. And the main reason is we do not have quality maritime related infrastructure. Now, there was a World Bank report released a few months ago. Now, they said, yes, the Asian port infrastructure has made tremendous progress, but there is a lot of things need to be done to enhance maritime connectivity, to enhance competitiveness among the other ports. So therefore, if we want to have stronger economies, to create more jobs, benefit from the ocean trade, we have no choice but to develop our maritime related infrastructure. In that, I have to emphasize these maritime related infrastructures should have high quality and also high sustainable, because everyone is now very careful about the environment. So we need to be very mindful of sustainable development of quality maritime related infrastructure. Now the study recommends especially 4 countries, India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, need to improve maritime related infrastructure. Now, when you look at the World Bank ease of doing business, again, Sri Lanka and the South Asian countries are at a quite a low level. It costs more to transport a container within South Asia than even sending a container outside the South Asia. Again, the issue is that we lack quality maritime related infrastructure. Now, the same World Bank report or the World Bank group report argued or pointed out we need about 16 trillion US dollars to invest in port and infrastructure related infrastructure in whole of Asia. Out of that, a substantial amount is for Indian Ocean littoral. Now the question is, where can this investment or where can this money come from? Is it the World Bank, IMF? Is it Asian Development Bank? Is it bilateral lending? Is it multilateral lending? Is it through grants? Unfortunately, answer is not much will ever come from the institutions that I mentioned. But ladies and gentlemen, we do have the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank and the BRI. So there we have some hope. We have very high hopes that these 2 institutions will benefit the region. Now, when we talk about maritime related infrastructure, quite often we see that these infrastructure related projects are securitized, heavily politicized, but that is not the way to go. We need to look at these as beneficial to the region, beneficial to the individual countries, beneficial to the potential growth of these countries. But unfortunately, maritime related infrastructure are considered as a political tool from the political angle and the securitization angle. This is not very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have done our part, but the COVID has really slowed down the progress of many countries across the Indian Ocean. Now, countries had to spend a lot of money in battling COVID-19, getting vaccination, preparing quarantine, providing relief. Now, that has again slowed down the economic progress, slowed down the development progress of many countries in the region, including Sri Lanka. And therefore, we have to depend now on something coming from outside. And we do see that the Belt and Road Initiative and the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank as a way forward in that. And also one other point that I like to mention at this stage is that maritime related infrastructure should be seen as a global common, a regional common, or at least Indian Ocean common, not merely for one country, because if there is a port in a particular country and if that port is highly developed, it would benefit the entire region. It is not only that particular country. However, unfortunately, we do not see maritime related infrastructure as a regional common. So this is a big problem that we have. Now, Sri Lanka is blessed because Sri Lanka has deep water ports on the western, southern, and the eastern parts of the country. The biggest container ship which can carry 50,000 TEUs can berth in any of the three ports, and not many ports, many deep water ports are available in South Asia or in the Indian Ocean region. So Sri Lanka is very well suited to benefit from the Belt and Road Initiative. That is a great point. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me come to the second part of my topic, that is ocean governance. When you talk about the Indian Ocean, I always describe the Indian Ocean in 6 words. That is strategic competition, strategic convergence, and strategic dilemma. However, since late, I have to add 2 more words, that is strategic chaos, because the competition is there, we know that, convergence is there, we know that, and dilemma is for many smaller littoral states like Sri Lanka. And now, with this AUKUS coming into the scene, the COD is working, we have a situation where there is strategic chaos. No one is sure how things are going to turn out. Indian Ocean, we know it's a warm water ocean, very rich in fish, very rich in marine life, but it is also very rich in strategies coming from outside the ocean. Indo-Pacific strategy of USA, free and open strategy of Japan, then of course Australia's Indo-Pacific concept, ASEAN Indo-Pacific outlook. So India, then German, South Korea, there are many strategies concerning the Indian Ocean. I don't think many countries or many littorals in the Indian Ocean are interested in these strategies coming from outside. What we need is economic development. What we need is development of maritime related infrastructure. So there we have high hopes on the Belt and Road Initiative and the AIIB that it will deliver to our countries. So we really, the situation, the competition has given rise to strategic security concern, strategic security dilemma, because insecurity of 1 or 2 countries has resulted in insecurity of many countries. Unfortunately, the Indian Ocean has become the most militarized ocean in the world in the 21st century. This is not good for the Indian Ocean, and we wish that it will not accelerate in the future. So if you ask me, what do we really need in the Indian Ocean? I would say we want the Indian Ocean to be governed according to the international convention, especially the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, and whatever the international treaties and whatever the international protocols. We don't want the Indian Ocean to be dominated by a single hegemonic power. Indian Ocean should be free and open for any peaceful purposes, any trade activity across the Indian Ocean. And we don't want to see the Indian Ocean being limited like the good old days where the ocean access was limited only to the mighty so that they can come and take over your country. We don't want that situation. And a small country like Sri Lanka, we don't like to be forced to choose between one side or the other. We don't want to hedge one side against the other. We want to benefit from all countries. We want to benefit from investment. We want to benefit from development projects. We don't want to get involved in this strategic competition. We want to engage in trade, and we need to maintain our strategic autonomy. This is the critical requirement that we have. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I can say that the region, especially the Indian Ocean region and the South Asia region, we need to enhance maritime trade connectivity. We need to be part of the global supply chain. We need to develop our maritime related infrastructure. We need to bring in technology. If we don't do this, we will lose the Industrial Revolution 4.0. We have lost the Industrial Revolution 2 and 3. And if we are not up to the mark, if we are not grabbing this opportunity, if we don't bring new technology, especially into the maritime field, we would lose the Industrial Revolution 4.0 as well. And thereby, we would lose the Sustainable Development Goal targets by 2030. So we don't have much time. We all know that the Indian We don't know that the Indian Ocean, we know that the Indian Ocean is a highly dynamic region. And I don't know whether you hear me. Okay, let me finish. So we need peace and stability. We need maritime trade. We need maritime infrastructure development. And we don't need enhanced militarization of the Indian Ocean. We want to have a sustainable and environmentally friendly growth in our maritime sector, in our ocean sector. We need jointness, we need synergy between countries, between agencies. We don't need competition, and we need a free and fair international rules-based maritime order so that we can engage in maritime trade, we can benefit from maritime trade, and we can develop our countries. So this is the end of my talk, and I wish you good luck, all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you, Admiral Colombage. Thank you for your excellent speech. 感谢克隆伯格将军的演讲。接下来是本次会议的议题6：疫情影响下的国际海事安全合作。本场议题的主持人是来自台湾政治大学台湾安全研究中心主任刘富国老师。我们在主会场将由吴世存主席作为副主持人。另外呢，我们还特别邀请了清华大学战略与安全研究中心中国论坛执委兼秘书长张丽蓉老师来做评论。现在有请2位在舞台的嘉宾席入座。谢谢，刘富国老师，您可以开始议题6了，谢谢。
Good afternoon and good morning from Europe. It is a great honor to be able to join such a distinguished panel. Some of them are really good experts and old friends, and I'm so delighted after all this year. Obviously, everyone keeps a very